All right, boys, I got my espresso here. I got some notes over here off to the side, and I'm ready to rock and roll. Today, we're going to discuss 5 different ways to drastically improve your life. The past few episodes have been just overall topics of how we can improve our lives and the different things that we can incorporate in our lives, but there weren't many specifics. So, for this episode, I want to give you very specific actionable items that you can do to drastically improve your life. And the reason I say they can drastically improve your life is because they have drastically improved my life. So if they've improved my life, chances are they're most likely going to improve your life. And I want you to stick around because number 5 is the most important. If you don't take anything else from here, I want you to take number 5 and utilize it in your day-to-day life. And I promise you, your life will drastically improve. So I want to start off by saying that success leaves clues. Now, when I say success, people automatically assume it's monetary. People automatically assume it's financial success. But to me, that's not what success is. Yes, that's one part of success. But for me, success is about optimizing the human experience mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. So when I say success leaves clues, what I mean here is success in terms of optimizing the human experience. And when I say success leaves clues, those clues are what we should do, but also what we shouldn't do. So success leaves clues, but also the lack of success leaves clues. We can look at people who are successful and figure out what we should do, figure out what they did to get them to that success. But also we can look at unsuccessful people. We can look at unfulfilled people. We can look at people that haven't achieved much in their lives, and we can learn from them as well on what not to do. So they're both just as valuable. They're both going to teach us something. It's just one is going to teach us what we should do, and the other is going to teach us what we should stay away from. So I want to preface this by saying the stuff that I'm saying is nothing new. It's not anything that I personally came up with. It's things that I have learned over my journey, and I want to share them with you because they have helped me tremendously, and I hope that they will help you as well. So how do we achieve a state of success in all areas of our lives? And there are also specifics on how we can achieve success mentally, how we can achieve success physically, how we can achieve success spiritually, and how we can achieve success financially. Now, I'm not here to talk about each individual category. I'm here to give you 5 different ways that will improve your life overall, mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. So the things I'm going to talk about today encompass all of these categories, and they are the core topics that lead into an overall optimized life. Let's get some espresso. Oh man, that's good. That's good. All right, let's dive into it. I know you're ready for the meat and bones, meat and potatoes of this podcast. I know you're ready for the 5 different ways that you can optimize your life. So here they are. Number 1 is exercise. You have to exercise, man. You cannot be a lazy fucking bum. You have to do some form of exercise. It doesn't have to be the gym. It doesn't have to be running. It doesn't have to be biking. It has to be something. It has to be some form of exercise that gets your blood pumping. This is one of the most important things for your well-being. So not only is it great for your physical health, it also improves your mental health. It improves your quality of sleep. It helps you reduce stress and depression. It helps you build that discipline. It helps you have more energy throughout the day because it pumps more oxygen into your tissues and your organs, making them work better. And not only that, I've heard that there's a direct correlation with muscle mass and longevity. So after about the age of 40, our bone density and our muscle mass starts to decline. But if we continue working out our muscles, we can actually live longer and live a healthier and happier life. And it's super simple, man. All you need is 30 minutes a day of high intensity workout. And this is just to increase your heart rate. It's to get the blood pumping. It's to get the oxygen pumping. And it's up to you on what kind of exercise you want to do. Not everything works for everybody. I enjoy weightlifting. I enjoy lifting up heavy shit and putting it down. As stupid and as simple as that sounds, I enjoy lifting heavy shit. Now, is that beneficial? Yes, but it's not the only way to do it. You don't have to lift weights. You can do other things that involve using your muscles. You can bike, which involves a lot of the lower body muscles. It also uses some upper body muscles. You can do swimming, which uses the whole body. You can play some kind of sport. You can play tennis, you can play basketball, you can play soccer. That's a form of exercise. Yeah, it's fun and it's considered a sport, but it's a form of exercise. You can go for a run. You can go hiking. Like, there are so many different ways for you to get your exercise in. So figure out what works for you and ensure you do it on a consistent basis. Now, the second way that you can drastically improve your life is through nutrition. The standard American diet does not cut it. Quite frankly, it's sad, SAD. It does not cut it. What you want to do is eat clean food. You want to eat actual food and not ultra processed bullshit. Your body needs vitamins and nutrients to function at its optimal state. And the standard American diet just does not provide that. And if you're cutting out ultra processed foods, you are actually lowering your risk of diseases. So most diseases come from the bullshit food that most people eat. A lot of diseases also come from stress, but stress is also caused by the bullshit food that we eat. Eating ultra processed foods puts unnecessary stress on our body, puts unnecessary stress on our digestive system. And going back to number one of exercise, eating proper food also helps grow your muscles and helps with muscle repair. And not only that, it also improves your immune system and helps with mental health. I mean, it's pretty clear here that in order for us to live an optimized life, we must cut out ultra processed food and we must lower our sugar intake. I typically go for a whole foods diet, meaning that I don't eat anything that has more than one ingredient. I eat things that have one ingredient, like this coffee, for example, this espresso. The ingredient in here is coffee. There's no flavor, none of that bullshit. I do add multiple ingredients together, but all of the ingredients that I add are just one whole foods ingredient. Like, I add some ghee in here, which is clarified butter. That's just one ingredient. And I opt for organic grass-fed butter. I also use coconut sugar. You want to reduce your sugar intake, but there's a big difference between the traditional sugar that most people use and coconut sugar. Coconut sugar comes directly from coconuts. So when you're looking for food to eat, opt out for whole foods. Ideally, you want to go with organic food. Ideally, if you're eating some kind of dairy or meat product or any kind of animal product, you want to opt for grass-fed or pasture-raised. Those are typically the highest in nutrients and have the least amount of hormones and antibiotics that are added to the animals. Now, with that being said, one thing I want you to take away from this is do not trust the government on what's safe and what's not safe. I promise you are just a number to them. You are a customer to them. They want to keep you sick, weak, and lazy. And they easily do that through the food system. They easily do that through the water system. They easily do that through the health system. I promise they don't want you to get better. They want you to get slightly better so you keep coming back to them. They want you to get slightly better so you can continue functioning as a rat in the cogwheel. They do not want you to live an optimized life. If you're at all aware of what's going on in the world, you know that they don't have your best interest in mind. They don't care about you. That's why we have to care about ourselves. I care about you because you're an extension of me. I understand the law of universal oneness. I understand the collective consciousness. I understand that the way that I function will also affect the way that you function, and the way that you function is going to affect the way that I function. And that's why my goal here is to help you live an optimized life, because not only is it going to help you, it's going to help me as well and the rest of the world. So always ensure that you're eating the cleanest food that you can find. I understand not everybody has access to the best types of food. I understand not everybody has the financial means to get the best food possible, but do what you can. If you can't get all organic food, get as much as you can, and the rest just, it is what it is. Deal with it. And I always strive to follow Pareto's law, which I'll go over in number 5. And it's the 80-20 principle. Basically, if you are eating 80% organic and clean foods, then you're fine, man. You're doing better than majority. Obviously, we want to optimize as much as we can, so I strive for 100%. But That's not always feasible. So you do what you can. Strive for at least 80%. Now, the third way that you can drastically improve your life is getting proper sleep. I mean, think about it, man. We spend a third of our lives sleeping, right? So we have 24 hours in a day. On average, 8 hours is what we spend sleeping. You may get 6 hours, you may get 9 hours, whatever. On average, it's a third of our life. So why wouldn't we want to optimize a third of our life? And the most important part of our sleep is the deep restorative sleep, which is REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. Most people don't even get REM sleep, and that's why they wake up tired. You can get 10 hours of sleep, but if you don't get any REM sleep, you're going to wake up tired. REM sleep is what our body needs to fully restore itself. And not only our body, our mind needs it as well. So if we can optimize our sleep, we can help improve our mental health. We can lower the risk of health problems. We can reduce overall stress in our lives, and we can strengthen our immune system. Now, those are only few of the many benefits of proper sleep, but I think you get the point here. Sleep is extremely important, just like exercise and nutrition are important. Now, I want to share a few things on how you can actually optimize your sleep. The first is to block out all light when you're going to sleep. Get rid of any lights, and ideally what you want to do is get an eye mask, get a sleep mask, put that on when you're going to sleep so it's completely blacked out. I personally don't have any light in my room when I go to sleep. I have blackout curtains. I don't have any screens in my room. I don't have anything that emits any sort of light in my room when I go to sleep. And I wear a sleep mask. Having any sort of light massively disrupts our sleep. So it's imperative that you get rid of all lights. And the easiest way to do that is through the sleep mask. Now, not only is light disruptive to our sleep, but also noise is disruptive to our sleep. So you want to get rid of any noise that's going on. Me personally, what I do is I have noise canceling headphones. I put those on, and I also have these affirmations on repeat that I play throughout the night. So yes, noise needs to be canceled out, but what I do is I'll have my noise canceling headphones and I have these affirmations playing for the first few hours of my sleep. And then I take them off, turn off the headphones, and I go back to sleep. But maybe you don't even need to do that. Maybe all you need to do is just turn off your TV, turn off anything that's still on when you go to sleep, and you just won't have any noise after that. Now, this one is massive. You want to reduce your screen time at least 1 hour before bedtime. I know so many people who go to bed getting ready to go to sleep, and they just scroll on their phone. They're in their bed scrolling on their phone, and then they put the phone away and try to go to sleep. Sure, you may fall asleep. I'm not saying you're not going to be able to fall asleep, but the chances of you getting into that deep REM sleep are very slim. What the screen does is it tricks your mind into thinking it's still daylight, so it doesn't produce the melatonin that's required for you to get that deep sleep. So what I do is I get rid of my phone. I put it in the bathroom where it's charging overnight, 1 hour before I go to bed, and I spend that hour stretching, reading, and reflecting, which brings me to the fourth way to drastically improve your life. Number 4 is reflection. So what I like to do is reflect every single night before I go to bed. I like to reflect on how my day went. I like to ask myself a few questions. The first question is, what went well? What am I grateful for? What things did I do well during that day? Because as human beings, we naturally gravitate towards the negative things. So you could do 100 good things and you do one bad thing. Your mind is going to think about that bad thing. So asking myself the question of what went well allows me to see that I'm actually progressing. I also want to know what didn't go well. I want to know what things slipped through the cracks. I want to know what things that I didn't do that I wanted to do. I want to know if I said something to somebody that could impact them in a negative way. And the reason I want to know these things is because it helps me figure out what I need to do tomorrow to improve. So if I reacted in a negative way towards something, then tomorrow I know to be conscious of that, so that way I don't repeat the same thing again. And I also want to know what tasks I completed during the day and what tasks I didn't complete during the day. This allows me to get prepared for what's coming next, which is preparing for tomorrow. So if there are tasks that I wanted to get done today, but I didn't do them, I know I need to do them tomorrow. So what I like to do is think about what needs to get done tomorrow and also schedule out what needs to get done tomorrow. So that way I don't have to use my mental capacity to think about, oh, what needs to get done today? What should I do now? What should I do later? I have a schedule laid out on what exactly needs to get done. And then when tomorrow comes around, I just got to follow that schedule. So once I'm done with this reflection, it doesn't end there. After the reflection, I go to bed. And as I'm falling asleep and as I'm trying to fall asleep, I like to visualize the perfect day tomorrow. I like to visualize exactly how I want tomorrow to go. And there are two reasons for this. The first reason is because it gives my mind something to work on while I'm sleeping. And it also helps me manifest what I want tomorrow to look like. So visualization is huge if you are wanting to accomplish something. If you can see yourself doing something, then you're already halfway there. So by visualizing what the perfect day looks like tomorrow, sure, it may not happen exactly like that, but it'll get you closer to actually having that perfect day. Because if you don't know what the perfect day looks like, then how are you going to have a perfect day, right? But if you can visualize it, then you kind of know what tomorrow is going to look like based on what you've already visualized. So the 4 different ways that we've already talked about on how to drastically improve your life are exercise, nutrition, sleep, and reflection. Now, number 5 is not a very specific actionable item, but it will help you improve overall. And that is prioritizing personal development. So the last 4 were very specific ways on improving your life. And this one is an overall theme for improving your life. And exercise, nutrition, sleep, and reflection are all prioritizing personal development. And in order to improve your life, you must prioritize personal development. You must choose bettering yourself every single day over instant gratification. Sure, that donut may taste better than a clean smoothie. And yeah, you're probably going to get that sugar rush, which feels good. You will get that instant gratification from eating that donut, but the long-term effects are very clear on what's better for your health. Now, I'm not saying don't ever have a donut. All I'm saying is be conscious of your choice and don't always choose the donut. Use the 80-20 principle. 80% of the time, choose the better option. 80% of the time, choose the long-term fulfillment over instant gratification. Ideally, 100% of the time you want to choose long-term fulfillment, but we are human after all. None of us are perfect, but strive for at least 80% of your choices to be geared towards personal development. My motto is do the right thing, not the easy thing. It's easy to eat sweets, right? It's easy to sit on your ass and watch TV all day. It's easy to take a nice warm shower. It's easy to scroll on social media for 3 hours, but none of these things are the right thing to do if you are wanting to improve your life. And that's why you're here. That's why you're listening to this podcast. That's why you're watching this video, is because you want to improve your life. So always do the right thing and not the easy thing. Now, don't think that all you have to be about is personal development. Yes, it's great, but your entire life doesn't have to consist of personal development, but it must be a priority. You have to prioritize becoming a better version of yourself. You can still enjoy the donut. You can still watch TV. You can still enjoy a nice warm shower. You can still scroll through social media, but only in moderation. Remember the 80-20 principle. Make those things 20% or less of your life. Now, the Pareto's principle originally states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. But the way that I use it is I strive for 80% of my choices to be geared towards personal development. And if I can do 90%, then great. But I don't beat myself up over not being 100%. But I know if I make at least 80% of my choices based on bettering myself, then I'm well on my way in optimizing the human experience mentally, physically, and spiritually. Now, with that being said, which one of these things are you putting to the side? Is your exercise not on point? Are you half-assing your exercise? Is your nutrition not on point? Are you mostly eating junk food? Is your sleep not on point? Do you wake up tired in the morning? Are you screen sucking before bed? Are you not reflecting on your day? What went well? What could have gone better? Are you not trying to optimize your days? Or are you not prioritizing personal development in general? Are you just chasing that instant gratification? Are you just chasing those dopamine hits? Or are you genuinely chasing that long-term fulfillment? Are you striving to be better every single day? And if you are striving to be better every single day, then great job. keep going. That's what it's about. But if you're somebody that feels like you could do more in exercise, you can eat better, you could sleep better, you could maybe reflect on your days, then I strongly urge you to challenge yourself on becoming better every single day. What's that one thing that you know you should be doing but aren't doing? Do that. Now that's all I got for you today, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get notifications on when I release new episodes. And if you don't want to subscribe, that's cool too. Come back every single Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern to watch the new episode. I'll see you on the next one.